Every family tree has roots buried deep within the soil of time and place, roots that bind us to our past, shape our present, and influence our future. Welcome to Roots Unearthed, the Vickar family Odyssey, a documentary that uncovers an extraordinary journey spanning centuries and continents. This event was inspired by the curiosity of the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of the original settlers, with the help of genealogist Lynn Roseman, who works with the Jewish Heritage Center of Western Canada, and Sam Greenberg, a young descendant of the Ibedas family from Washington, D.C., who we met through Ancestry.com searches. Their relentless pursuit of the past unveils an inspiring chronicle of endurance, change, and adaptation. From the ancient city of Molokai in Lithuania, across the vibrant landscape of Cape Town, South Africa, to an isolated pocket of wilderness a mile north of the Carrot River in Saskatchewan, Canada, the Vickar family's story unfolds. As we delve into this intricate family tree, we unearth the diverse roots that spread across continents, the challenges faced, the dreams pursued, and the ties that bind us all. Roots Unearthed, the Vickar family Odyssey, is more than just a chronicle of one family's history. It's a testament to the universal human experience of migration, settlement, and the strength of familial bonds that defy distance and time. Join us on this journey of discovery as we trace the roots, explore the branches, and celebrate the rich, multifaceted tapestry that is the Vickar family's Odyssey. On this site stood the Beth Israel Synagogue, built in 1908 by a group of immigrants whose first settlers migrated from South Africa in 1906 to found the Edenbridge Hebrew colony. For over half a century, this institution served a thriving Jewish farming community, which in the early 1920s numbered 50 families. The lure of urban life, the advent of farm mechanization, and father time all combined to reduce this once flourishing center to less than 5 families. In 1964, the original synagogue ceased to operate as a place of worship, its few remaining members having already transferred to Melfort. 500 yards west of this point is situated the well-kept Edenbridge Hebrew Cemetery, where many of the community's pioneers lie at rest. These 40 acres of wildlife habitat have been donated to the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation's Habitat Trust Fund by the Beth Israel Synagogue. This land, known as the Edenbridge Townsite, will provide a home for wildlife in perpetuity this November 1987.
I'm David Vickar. I'm the young David Vickar, named after David Vickar, brother of my grandfather Sam Vickar, one of the Ibedas Vickar family.
What was your expectation of coming here?
Well, interesting story that for the last 3 or 4 months, cousin Eric Vickar and I have been talking about meeting in Edenbridge, coming to see Edenbridge. I haven't been here in 50 years, 60 years, I guess it is. And I've been saying to Eric, you know, we should go back and look at the synagogue and visit the cemetery. And over the next few weeks, we decided we would invite cousin Larry, and then we started inviting the other cousins in Winnipeg, and it's turned into this, where we now have 60 relatives of the Ibedas family who wanted to come and see Edenbridge. Many couldn't make it because we only gave them 3 weeks notice, almost 3 weeks notice. And we happen to have 16 of us now this year visiting in person. We'll have a Zoom meeting tonight, and we've invited all 60 relatives, 60 plus relatives, to join us. And the meaning of this for me is very meaningful because I'm always interested in family history. What we really want to get out of this, I think, it's evolved from just Eric and I and our families, is that we want this to be a recording for future generations, for our children's children, so they can appreciate the strong family history that we have from this community branching out literally across the continent and around the world.
What do you think of the trip so far?
Well, it's interesting. As one of the coordinators, I guess, it's going very well. We had a great evening last night. We watched a video from a video blogger, Jordan Amit, who was visiting the synagogue. He's been here 3 times. He had nothing to do with the history of Edenbridge until 3 or 4 years ago when he found the synagogue. We showed that movie. That inspired discussion, and with our family, discussion is not a problem. And we discussed long into the night, and today living up to expectations and surpassing, and looking forward to the rest of the day.
As you reflect on your trip, what memory or experience do you think will stand out the most, and why?
Family. Family is the most important. It's great to see the family who are here. I'm looking forward to seeing many family members, some of whom I don't know that I've ever met, on the Zoom call tonight. And as I've heard from family members in the United States, from the Lewis Vickar family, and those descendants, they're looking forward to coming back next year or the year after. So the expectation is that this will become, if not a regular event, at least one that will happen not so infrequently in the future.
My name is Elliot Rosenberg. I'm the youngest son of Rod Rosenberg, who was born in this community in 1920 as the youngest son of Raphael Rosenberg and Anna Vickar.
What was your expectation of coming here?
A chance to visit and meet cousins I've never met before, and to show this wonderful woman in my life some of the ABCs where I came from.
What do you think of the trip so far?
Wonderful surprises. Surprise feelings of emotion welling up.
As you reflect on your trip, what memory or experience do you think will stand out the most, and why?
It's just too hard to say right now because we've been here less than a day and there have already been some lovely experiences. I'll have to wait till the trip is over to properly answer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher yatzir yachem badim b'dem mechel eschem badim v'chimit achim badim yachavore amismar kulam badim yahadit lachasar olacholot achet badim Baruch atah Adonai Machayor Hamatim. Praised be the eternal, our God, the ruler of the universe, who created you in judgment, who maintained and sustained you in judgment, and brought death upon you in judgment, who knows the deeds of every one of you in judgment, and who will hereafter restore you to life in judgment. Praised be the eternal, who will restore life to the dead. Amen.
This is my Uncle Harry's grave. He was 31 years old when he died of pneumonia out here at the farm. I believe he was the chief clerk for the municipality of Willow Creek. He's my cousin Karen's father. And my cousin Harry Siegel is named after him. Harry, unfortunately, his life was cut short. From all of the stories I've heard in my life, he had an incredible promise and ability, and I wished I had known him.
Me and my brother was loading a big truck of grain by farmers just south here, and we were coming back, and we stopped at a corner there by the Brooksby corner, and we were going home, and the judge from Nipawin hit us.
El Male Rachamim Shochen Bam Bromim Amatzei Menucha Nochana Chanach Konfei Shekhinah Bamalaot Kadoshim Utacharim Uzachar Harakia Maskirim Et Nishmot Krovei Hamishpocha Shelanu She'alchu Leolam Bagan Eden Techem Menuchatom Ana Baal Harachamim Hastirem Betseter Kanafecha Belo Halamim Vatzitzror Bitzror Chachamim Et Nishmatam Adonai Ahunacha Latam Ve'anach Al Mishkavam Shalom V'namar Amen. Merciful God, who dwells above, provide a sure rest on the wings of the divine presence amongst the holy and pure, who shine as brightly as the sky to the souls of the family of this sacred community, who have gone on to their eternal home. For the sake of the charity which has been given to commemorate their souls, let them rest in the Garden of Eden. Hence the merciful one will shade them forever with his wings and will bind them in the bundle of life. The Lord is their heritage, and they shall rest peacefully in their resting place. So let us say, Amen. Amen.
Lord, who shall sojourn in thy tabernacle? Who shall dwell upon thy holy mountain? He that walketh uprightly, and worketh righteousness, and speaketh truth in his heart, that hath no slander upon his tongue, nor doeth evil to his fellow, nor taketh on a reproach against his neighbor. He that doth these things shall never be moved.
Thank you, Lewis. Amen. This is Nathan Friedman, my great-grandfather on my mother's side, who came to Canada from England, originally from London, England. And Nathan's wife and my great-grandmother, Rebecca, is also there in the cemetery, as is my grandfather, Nathan's son. So we'll go see them too. This is Rebecca Friedman, my great-grandmother, my mother, Anne Friedman Vickar's grandmother. She's the mother of Frida Friedman, who is the mother of Anne Friedman Vickar, my mother. Rebecca was married to Nathan Friedman, whose stone we just saw a moment ago as well. This is my grandfather, Joseph Friedman, son of Nathan Friedman, who we just saw a moment ago. Joseph was my mother's father, passed away unfortunately before I was born, so I never got to meet him. Originally from London, England, but lived in Nipawin, Ratner, and eventually the Pas, Manitoba.
Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba, v'yamad divrachi rutei v'yamlik malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayetechol beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'bisman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam le'omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yiba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitadalal v'yitalel v'yishmei t'kusha barichu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, da'amiran b'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlomo rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Thank you, everybody.
We're looking at different homesteads. This is Jackie Sweden's family over there. And this is the mighty Carrot River here. Let's all look at the view on the Eden Bridge. We're on the Eden Bridge. Come, Elliot and Lucy.
You better do it fast. There's a car coming.
Okay, yeah. Okay, this is the Eden Bridge.
This is the roadway.
Yeah, this is the roadway. And
Then they
this is
cultivated
where 11 kids were raised.
Yeah.
Our father, your father,
Yeah.
David's father was raised. This is the Vickar homestead. Yeah, right here was where David and Sam Vickar lived in a house. David had 5 sons and 1 girl, and Sam had 5 sons. They lived together, as close as cousins can be in one house. This is a picture of the barn and so on. Latterly, it was called B'nai David Farms. In the distance, you see these silos, so you can see the perspective of really what we're talking about. They're still standing. My name's Larry Vickar, and we've just finished off a marvelous 24 plus hours of Eden Bridge Plus. My expectations coming here was to have some nostalgia, to allow some Vickar cousins to be able to see more of Edenbridge or Edenbridge for the first time. Certainly something I have seen many times. But to enjoy it with them and to get closer to these cousins. The trip has, put it this way, my cup overfloweth. The fact is, it was marvelous. Eric and David Vickar put together such a marvelous situation with the family tree being the ultimate creme de la creme, going back to now 1753. This is also the creme de creme was tonight the Zoom call with so many relatives that couldn't be here, and the enthusiasm this is engendering. The videos will also engender all sorts of desire for more people, more family, cousins, relatives to come in successive periods of time. And we'll get closer because of it. The old saying is, if you don't know where you came from, you don't know probably where you're going. And I fully believe in that old adage. The facts are that in the last 24 hours plus, all of us learned more and are more able to answer that adage affirmatively. We know where we came from, we know where we're going, because we're confident that our heritage is a great heritage, and we're more educated about it.
I'm Eric Vickar, father to Michaela and Chloe, and husband of Susan, and son of Harry and Eve, Harry being the fourth child of Sam and Gala. My father and grandparents, all of blessed memory. I am the younger brother of Carrie, who, thank God, is living in Florida, and sadly couldn't join us for today's event. First question that Alex has asked me is my expectation of the event. I actually had very, very few expectations for this event, because it began as just an idea that David and Heather and our daughter Chloe and I would meet here, and when we had this idea 4 weeks ago to enlarge this to invite all the 6 branches of the original 6 from the early 1900s and their descendants, it just became excitement. We really I did not have much in the way of specific expectations at all, except that we would visit and reconnect with the land where our fathers and ancestors pioneered, and that we would walk through the lands together. The second question, in terms of what will stand out to me most, so many domains and files. The experience today has been tremendously intense and rich. Greeting my cousins, some of whom I'd never met, some of whom I've not seen for years, bringing my mother and daughters, my mother at 94 years of age, my daughters, together to the lands where I was born and grew up till I was 15 years of age, and where my father and grandparents homesteaded, and then walking through the shul where our father davened literally from his birth, and walking through the cemetery where our ancestors are buried, reception at the Melfort Museum, connecting with community members, learning how the Melfort and District community values the contributions of all these branches of the Vickar family and of the early pioneering Jewish people in the contributions to not only this region of Saskatchewan, but the province of Saskatchewan.
Thank you, Vickar family, for what you've done for our community.
The Zoom, where we met relatives from all over North America and learned about our ancestors in Europe, this has been beyond wildest expectations, even if I had some, but I hadn't had any, and it has been just tremendous. So I'm just very, very grateful and feeling so blessed This has been wonderful, and I look forward to the attachments we've made with our family members, learning what we've learned about our ancestry, and moving on, please God, to celebrate many more of these connections and attachments, growing attachments with family members.